So 2 for 1, Vars continuing again, nice and straight on a beautiful pitch. Just have a look at that wicket out there. It really is absolutely superb. Well, that beats the outside edge. So Vars once again causing a few problems out there. It seems to me they're playing for the swing, and it's just not there. This one going straight through to the keeper. I've got to say, I had a close look at that pitch out there, and I know you did, Ranil, but it looks absolutely beautiful. And it's not surprising, it's Australian grass. Apparently the grass was brought over to one of the golf courses out there, and they use the grass from the golf course, Cooch. And it looks absolutely superb, it really is. Kohli off the mark. The outfield is also good, and just looking at the pitch, if you have a close look at the area where the bowler comes down, is this just a tinge of green in that area, and then it becomes a little bit whiter, which gives you some idea of how much grass they've taken off the top. Sometimes I think they overdo that a little bit in Sri Lanka. It does make a little bit of difference to the pace and bounce.
Yes, you did mention it was planted in one of the golf courses, yes, in Kandy, in Digana, and then the runners were brought, and the same grass is on the pitch as well as the outfield. Very luscious outfield. The one thing was that there were some areas which didn't have that much of grass, and also other areas that had a little bit more, so that probably is one reason why a few are going through to the bat a little quicker. Of course, that is what's making it a little difficult for the batsman at the moment.
As you can see just behind the stumps there, it's a little bit greener than it is in front of the popping crease. Yes, I think that wide shot actually shows this a little bit better. The area just behind the stumps, that area there is a lot greener than this area here, and that's the pitch area. So it's the area along the pitch where they would have removed the grass, and of course they probably had more rolling than anything else. Oh, and that's it kept down a bit as well. It just seemed to me it might have been a slightly slower delivery. He was lucky there. Shaminder Vars causing problems. 3 for 1. And it bounced a little bit too much, I think. Shy down the far end, and the ball just missing the stumps. The Sri Lankans are very, very good in the field. I think that was just a little bit high.
It's so much excitement. First there was the big shout for the LBW. Kohli wasn't ready for the single. Kulasekara, it was a scramble scene, but it did come back on him.
And again, and just beats the outside edge. A little bit of frustration, I think, beginning to creep in to Kohli here. He's received 10 balls so far, and he's got a little stuck.
Yes, there's a fair chance that Shaminder Vars will bowl a long spell here. The good one leaving the right-hand batsman. Jayawardene generally uses Vars as much as possible when he's on song in his first spell, getting a bit of movement, beating the bat.
Well, that's well played. Right, this will give us some idea of how fast the outfield is. It's running away to that long boundary. And they get 3 comfortably. So the end of the over, it's 9 for 1. Oh, well bowled. That nipped back. That nipped back. Beautiful bowling. There's certainly some movement out there.
Yes, he does this time and again. That was an absolute beauty. Just cut him in half. Lucky it bounced a little bit more. Went over the stumps. Missed the pads, missed the stumps.
That's into the gap, and again running away square of the wicket. Yes, one does get the feeling that the Sri Lankans are well organised. You get the feeling they think about what they're going to be doing. Going back to the last match, the last Test series, for example, against the Indians, one feeling that they really had studied the review system. They don't just walk out there and let it happen. And again, they've obviously studied the players here. They know exactly what they're going to do. And Bayliss obviously is very much part of that. It's well fielded. And to the end of another relatively tidy over, 11 for 1. Well, that's nicely played. Just a little bit too straight that time from Voss. And once again, they should get 3.
It's also evident that whenever the bowler strays, the half volleys, the short ones, they are easy to put away. So indications that the ball is coming well when it's short or overpitched. The last one was short, nicely worked away off the pads by Raina.
Just a little bit too straight again, and once again played away into that mid-wicket area. Is this going to go to the boundary for 4? It does. That's the first boundary of the innings, and not before time either.
Yes, something for the Indian fans to cheer about. The first boundary coming in the 7th over. And again, just straying down the leg side, very nicely flicked away. Both batsmen have been playing well off the pads.
Lovely shot. This will be the second boundary of the innings. Suresh Raina's first, and he's hit this on the up. We talked about seam movement. Well, this has made this shot all the more special.
Absolutely right, and when you take a look at it, there's not a lot of foot movement either. It's just back to ball. It was away from him. He was static as far as foot movement is concerned, but what a shot. Right from the meat of the blade. Brilliantly executed. That should give him a lot of confidence. So I'm not really convinced of what I've seen so far as the wicket is concerned. There has been movement off it. One or two have given the impression that they have come off slower than the batsman expected. And yet you see shots like the one played here by Suresh Raina. Magnificent. There's a lot of balls that pass the outside edge. So it's a bit of a torrid time they've had. In fact, some of them not knowing which way the ball is going after pitching on the seam. And then you have some whopping boundaries as well.
You would have heard before that Virender Sehwag has twisted his ankle in practice and is not in the Indian team for this match, Aaron. It's a huge miss, isn't it, when you've got someone who can score as quickly as Sehwag, take advantage of the power plays. When he gets off to a good start by extension, India's run rate is good. And then you've got Murli and Mendes coming in the middle. It's so important to get and make a good fist of that new ball as a batting team, so you have a good foundation. Not to mention Sehwag played Mendes very well. How close is that? How close is it? The finger goes up, the dreaded finger goes up. Kulasekara has a wicket. Wicket for Kulasekara. Vas got the first one. 2 down, India.
Well, he has been getting the ball to move in off the seam. Right-handed Kohli, again rooted to his place. Hardly a step forward. In fact, at the crease, caught there, and he was dead. Absolutely dead on that one. Ball coming in fact, taking the back foot in line with the off stump. That is another big blow. India have lost their second of the day, 12 for Kohli, 23 for 2.